This wins the internet today. These people rule our planet, okay? If you cannot comprehend that meritocracy is a lie by just looking at the existence of Elon Musk, the wealthiest person on the planet, potentially the first trillionaire on the planet, you will pet me whether you like it or not. Another thing that liberals do that another thing that liberals do that's like kind of similar to the pro-Trump side of things, where like MAGA will say, oh, Trump is actually doing a great job because he's demanding 5% of like European countries' GDP to be put back into arms sales. All right. And like liberals would get mad at that because Trump is doing it. Meanwhile, Barack Obama also had a similar policy, and Joe Biden actually carried over Trump's previous policies of holding European countries to account on the NATO side of things. So like, you either have a pro-NATO position and you like it when Trump is doing it and you like it when Obama's doing it, or you have an anti-NATO position like I do, and you don't like it when either party is doing it. This is the issue. Hassan, you got to start charging TikTokers for your jokes.
Ice, you messed with the wrong guy. Step up, Ice. Step up. It's going to get really bad. It's going to get really bad for you. I would not want to be you right now. You're in some deep buddy. You're gonna get some trouble. I'm gonna count to 5. 1, 2, get out of here. Get out of here. 2.5, 3. Time out, Ice. I'm a pushover. I don't have a spine. Well, no one likes you.
It's true. No. Wow, blistering.
He came all the way from California to be here to see all of you. So thank you, Elon.
You're most welcome. I mean, I heard about the formation of the Peace Summit, and I was like, is that PIEC? You know, a little piece of Greenland, a little piece of Venezuela.
We got one.
Oh my God, dude. Bro, I swear to God, I think he should go to jail just for that. I'm not kidding. Like, I think he should be in prison for just that joke. Like, not any of the other stuff. Like, I think his assets should be stripped of him. I think the government should take complete control over all of his assets. And they should put him in jail for that joke. He's jester maxing? Yeah. Elon Musk. I learned that jester maxing is now much better than doing the stiff arm approach. Yeah, I love clavicular. No wonder Grimes was looking at you like prime rib. This is rotten. I don't think that's not, that's not what happened. Okay, come on. Calm down. Oh, God. It is rotten, though. This is rotten.
All we want is peace.
Okay, I'm going to, as I said, I'm a pretty proud CEO of BlackRock since we went public. The compounding return of BlackRock to our shareholders was 21%. Since Elon took Tesla public, his compounded return is 43%. This is just another advertisement for everybody, especially for Europeans. This is why more citizens should be investing with growth, investing with their countries. Imagine if a lot of pension funds invested with Elon when...
This wins the internet today. These people rule our planet, okay? If you cannot comprehend that meritocracy is a lie by just looking at the existence of Elon Musk, the wealthiest person on the planet, potentially the first trillionaire on the planet, nothing is going to cause you to understand the reality, okay? You will never see the truth. That's like, this is the insult to injury, okay? The injury is the existence of billionaires, but the insult is that they get to live amongst us and also behave like this and win favor with the crowd, okay? There are people out there who have reduced themselves, who have debased themselves so thoroughly that they do not see themselves as human beings, but just mere barely sentient organisms that play a role in defending and propping up this system and the billionaires that represent all of the excesses, the gross excesses of this unjust system that we exist under. It is crazy. It is crazy how much these cheerlead people like Elon Musk. I cannot deal with it, man. How do you have no self-respect? Oh, now that gold is over 4K, I'm gonna have this sigh. It's Mansa Musa of Timbuktu. If we take into account inflation, lol. How many will call this out? Why is a rabbi on the World Economic Forum stage referring to white people as the old Europeans?
Especially in Germany, you are facing a rise of anti-Semitism, but we are facing this all over the world. So I would like to hear what is your perspective on this.
Oh, he's signaling. It's like my favorite thing my favorite thing to watch is like the white identitarians constantly talk about how like Jews are actually waging war against the whites. Okay. I love watching it because on the one hand, it's like, the f do you mean white identitarians? Like what, like, do you have sovereignty as a nation state or not? Like there is no like ethnic allegiance amongst all whites. Okay. There's never been a period of time in history where white people have actually united. Okay. White people have been killing each other for hundreds of years. Okay. I'm not even going to link that trademark Elon tweet this time. Megaphonics, you want to link it so bad. Look at him. Look at him in the chat. Look at him in the chat. He wants to link it so bad. Chatter of the year, by the way. Low Kirk, there's nothing that you do that is low Kirkuency, okay? They united to enslave and exploit Africa. Yeah, even then they were fighting amongst one another, though. That's what I'm saying. Even then they were fighting. There's never been a moment where this haven't stopped fighting. Like the notion of like a united white front is ridiculous. And even then you have to ask like which kinds of white? Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but it brought them closer. True. Yeah, there is no common white identity. There's never been a common white identity historically. It doesn't exist. It's so stupid. The only place where you can arrive at something close to that is the United States of America. And even then, like our races don't even know how to do racism right. It's on autopilot. White supremacy is on autopilot here. There is no disciplined white supremacist movement or organizing in this country beyond like some of these different formations. But most racist whites in the United States of America will just be like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I like the racism component. I think it's all right, you know, but I like my treats a lot more than I care about defending white supremacy. Don't encourage them. I'm not even encouraging them. It's just like not true. They're in ICE, brother. Most of ICE is black and brown, okay? They are militants for a white nativist anti-immigrant agenda. But like that in and of itself is ironically the point I'm making. Like it's the most, fascism requires organizational discipline. Fascism requires ideological discipline. Fascism requires reading. Most Americans are too stupid to engage in it, okay? That's it. Not to say that fascists in Europe aren't stupid. They are. Just our version of that is never as disciplined as it could be. Okay? It's on autopilot. The expressions of fascism in America is on autopilot. Okay? It's just happening in the background at all at different points throughout time. On any given day, there is an expression of fascism in the form of white supremacy that exists, that is baked into all of our institutions, right? But it's not something that is like rigorously trained. It's not something that people are constantly thinking about or reinforcing. It's a very different version of racism and fascism. And even then, it's the closest that you can get to like a black-white identitarian movement. Okay? And even then, it's kind of dumb to be like, oh yeah, we're all a part of the united white race.
The 7th of October has created turbulence in the whole world. A tremendous rise of anti-Semitism, organized, state-sponsored, in many instances, in universities, on the streets, and a rise of 500%, maybe some instances to 1,000% of anti-Semitic acts. And there has also been a reaction of Europe. I think the rise of the extreme right in many European countries is a response to the insecurity felt by the old Europeans, so-called old Europeans, regarding the new immigrants who came from the Middle East. So I think that fighting Islamophobia and anti-Semitism is an interest of both religions and both communities. And when we do it together, it's going to be much more useful. We have created under also the Saudi umbrella more than 10 years ago, the Muslim Jewish Leadership Council, and which was successful. And we believe that we have to go this way if we want to make sure that every European can live in peace and walk in peace in the streets.
This is the president of the Conference of European Rabbis talking about the old Europeans.
What is happening? What's the issue here? I don't even understand. Like, what is this Nazi chirping about? And why is Elon Musk responding to this guy? Guys, I hate Israel. Everybody knows I hate Israel. It's the reason why I'm considered the #1 op. These guys yell more about me being anti-Semitic than actual anti-Semites with regular frequency. But I just don't even understand what the these Nazis are complaining about. Like all the time. It's like, oh, they said it's the old Europeans. They're calling the whites old. Oh, they are replacing. It's a white replacement. They are doing a white replacement. It's like, shut the up, bro. Shut up. Shut up. Nothing that dude said was actually offensive beyond the fact that he basically said October 7 is the reason why there is a systemic Jew hatred that is happening everywhere. And it's not because of Israel's doing, constantly doing unlimited violence to others while also masquerading as the single-handed North Star of an entire people and their religion, okay? Doing everything, doing the very same thing as the Nazis did to the Jews and others as well, but masquerading it as like a religious conflict or masquerading it as like doing it at the behest of religion. Yeah, that is the reason why there's a fuck ton of backlash. Hasan Piker, revolting person. Yeah, no, that person was memeing about what Jonathan Greenblatt calls me. Anyway, it's just, I can't believe that Elon Musk would like reply to, I mean, I can believe it. What am I talking about? Of course, unacceptable thing for him to say. Unacceptable. Even his like Nazi is kind of fake too. On the one, it's like, it reminds me of JD Vance. You know what I mean? JD Vance's wife is Indian. His kids are Indian. New one on the way, by the way. Congratulations. And he always has to be like, yeah, I hate my Indian wife who's going to go to hell because she's not Christian. Right? Am I cool, guys? Am I base? It's like, bro, what are you talking about? And even with the same thing with Elon Musk, he's like, on the one hand, he's like, I love the Nazis. I love the white identitarian movement. Yeah, based. Oh, it's so good. It's so cool. Oh, it's so based. I hate when Jews are saying things about white people. I hate it. But it's like, at the same time, he's like the #1 dick rider of Israel. So I feel like all of this stuff is just fake, you know? They're all fake demons, all of them. And as long as you're pro-Israel, it don't matter. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can Sig Heil twice on the podium on the day of the inauguration, and you know no one is going to get mad at you really, because at least you're performatively protecting the whites. Yeah.
Tesla went public.
Well, I mean, yesterday we saw with Bob that you can think Jews in Israel control the world, but also love Israel and all that it does. Yeah, that was crazy. I thought I would have got him on that one, but nope. He stood firmly. He was like, you know what I hate more than Jews? Muslims. Like that was truly the like, I thought I hit the wall on that one. You know what I mean? Like the logical limit. I thought we were limit breaking. I thought that was going to be a moment where he was like, you know what? I'll give that to you. Nope. You reminded him of his days in the Crusades. That was pretty wild.
And how much return would all the pension funds that invested side by side.
I don't know what's going to happen in 10 years, but the rate at which AI is progressing.
I truly don't understand how you can be the wealthiest person on the planet, clearly care about the way you look, and still fail so spectacularly. Like, you're still fat as you still have this like crazy barrel chest. I don't even know how you fix that, to be honest. And your hairline is receding once again. How is this possible? You're the wealthiest person on the planet. How is this possible? Not to get all clavicular up in your ass, but I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. Like, you either don't give a shit and you're, goated like Gaben, right? Gaben is free. He doesn't care, right? He's awesome. He looks cool. And you just like kind of lean into it. Or you give a shit and you, do what you need to do to mog. Like, what's his face? Like Mark Zuckerberg. You get hit with the Dominican ray like Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk gives far too much of a shit, as a matter of fact, while simultaneously looking like. How is that possible?
I think we might have AI that is smarter than any human by the end of this year, and I would say no later than next year. Wow. And then probably by 2030 or 2031, call it 5 years from now, AI will be smarter.
It's not smart. It's not intelligent. It's the accumulation of human content. It has bias in its corruptive data. Lots of issues. Really, Elon's a dumbass. He's not an inventor. He's an investor. I know. I just don't. You should say you're all in on Doge so that he'll have to self-destruct. I guess the only reason why AI will be smarter than the average person is because the average person is getting dumber and dumber in America. Partially because they're relying heavily on AI. It's a never-ending cycle of getting dumber and dumber. Thank you. I just like generative AI is the least important and most dirty component of all of these AI initiatives. And the only reason why they lean heavily into generative AI is because it's the one that is the most accessible to the normies, the dumbest normies specifically. LLMs and generative AI is straight up the dumbest version of AI. There is utilization for AI. A lot of smart people are utilizing AI already. We've talked about it. We've talked about it with respect to, like, you know, what they're doing in the field of medicine, and you know, running tests on all these different, like, chemical compounds, things like that. AI, the most, protein folding like that. That's all great. But AI in the you know, majority use case is just like generative AI and LLMs, and they're dog shit. They're very stupid. They're engaging. They're making people engage in cognitive offloading. It's making them dumber and more reliant on an inconsistent chatbot that could potentially tell them fake very confidently. I mean, I even saw Ryan Grimm fall for it. You know, it happens. You could be smart, you could be a great journalist, and you can still kind of fall for it, especially when you have a bias to believe that there is, it's feeding you information that you think is reliable. What I'm referring to, of course, is like the grok thing that a lot of these accounts have been doing about, like, whether or not AI or whether or not Twitter is actually lowering their you know, like boosting certain accounts in the algorithm on Twitter, or if Twitter is actually deboosting their account so that it's not as visible. Grok does not have access to this kind of information. Like, it can't give you lines of code that shows you how Twitter is deboosting you in the algorithm. Like, that kind of stuff is dumb. It's just like, and people still believe it, no matter how smart they are, especially if they're biased in a particular direction. Jeff Bezos advises aspiring Gen Z entrepreneurs to start at the real world jobs like McDonald's or Palantir before starting a business. Nope, not sure why Polymarket made this up. Jeff Bezos, my Dominican king, replied to Polymarket. That's my boss, guys. I'm a company man through and through. Lauren Sanchez even said your name one time. That was before your ban? Wait, what? No, that's not real. You just made that up, right? I meant in the bedroom. Oh, dude, Jesus Christ. I believed it for a second. Did you see Jeff at the holiday party? Bitch, I'm not invited to those holiday parties. And even if I was, I would not go. Come on. I am very happy with Jeff Bezos never knowing who I am. I already have a sneaking suspicion that he might know who I am, and I don't want him to know who I am. Do you understand? I have been perceived by Elon Musk already far too many times, and I don't like it. Okay, Elon Musk was tagging Jeff Bezos on Twitter to get him to ban me on Twitch, and that was not a fun time for me. Okay, if anything, I hope he never finds out who I am, or if he does, I hope he at least appreciates my existence due to our mutual distaste of Elon Musk. That's what I will lean into if push comes to shove. You know what I mean? I'd be like, Daddy Jeff Bezos, please do not laser me. Please do not chop my body up into different bits and pieces with your private military contractors and then send me into space, because Elon Musk, a man that you hate, hates me just as much as he hates you. Just don't get his wife on stream. Oh, his ex-wife is more likely. Let's be real. His ex-wife is more likely to come on stream, or at least, like, fund some initiative that I'm involved in. But I will never let that happen, because, like I said, it is much better to not be perceived by these people, okay?
Aliens among us. And I'll say that I am one, but...
Or you're from the future.
They don't believe me.
Okay.
So, but I think if anyone would know if there are aliens among us, it would be me. And we have 9,000 satellites up there, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spaceship. So I'm like, I don't know. Bottom line is, I think we need to assume that life and consciousness is extremely rare, and it might only be us. And if that's the case, then we need to do everything possible to ensure that the light of consciousness is not extinguished, because we're effectively, the way I view it is, the image in my mind is of a tiny candle in a vast darkness. A tiny candle.
Can you and I reverse aging in this new history, or are we going to see it?
I haven't.
Dude, he's the biggest charlatan. I swear to God, if he says it is possible to reverse aging, I'm betting on the opposite of that. He has never had a correct prediction, and he has never said the truth about the technological innovation that's coming out of any of his companies. This is a man who, I believe, 15 years ago said, in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to occupy Mars. We're going to colonize Mars. Okay? When she and Putin are talking about living to 150 years and how it's actually possible, I'll believe it. If Elon Musk says it, well, kind of makes me reverse my position on the whole thing, okay?
I haven't put much time into the aging stuff. I do think it is a very solvable problem. Like you can, I think when we figure.
Yeah, the very solvable problem. It's like the number one thing that every wealthy and powerful person has tried to combat since the beginning of time. Anyone with a modicum of power has tried to literally combat this. He's like, oh, it's just very solvable. Yeah.
Figure out what causes aging. I think we'll find it's incredibly obvious. It's not a subtle thing. The reason I say it's not a subtle thing is because all the cells in your body, with some pretty much age at the same rate. I've never seen someone with an old left arm and a young right arm ever in my life. So why is that? That means that there must be a clock, a synchronizing clock, right, that is synchronizing across 35 trillion cells in your body. And there is some benefit to death, by the way. It's like there's a reason why we don't actually have a longer lifespan, because if people do live forever for a very long time, I think there's some risk of an ossification of society, of things just getting kind of locked in place, and it just may become stultifying, just not lack vibrancy. But that said, do I think?
Yes, dude. Yes, you are such a non-human that he can't even say death is what makes life worth living, because it's finite that you're supposed to enjoy it. If it's infinite, then obviously humanity and what drives us changes, and it alters everything. But no, he can't even say that. He has to be like, oh, it's we'll ossify. There's ossifying. He's a ketamine abuser. I don't know.
I think we'll figure out ways to extend life and maybe even reverse aging. I think that's highly likely.
This is what happens when you don't ever read a book or never ponder the meaning of existence, okay? You don't ever read a book. You don't have a moment to yourself where you're just like trapped in your own mind thinking about why things happen. This is what happens. Open Presents with another 100 gifted subs. I don't know what the hell's going on. Open Presents is showering me.
You will pet me, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not.